Good morning, everyone. Virgo here. It is March 9th, 2020, and happy Monday to everyone. I decided because what I had for you today was a FTC and FDA warning on the warnings sent to sellers of scam coronavirus treatments that I wanted to have something beautiful for everyone to take a look at. Unfortunately, this channel doesn't get to very often do things that are fun, funny, or pleasurable. It's difficult in this position sometimes because people, although they need to be warned about scams and con artists and people that are out there to do damage to us, it's not something that people want to hear all the time. It's not something that I want to say all the time either. So I'm going to add this beautiful nature scenery slideshow to this particular warning and hope that everyone enjoys it. Maybe it'll make it a little easier for this to go down. I've been increasingly more concerned about the coronavirus scams that are out there myself because there are many that are extremely damaging, and some that can make you very sick and some that can even bring death. And MMS happens to be one of those. You're drinking straight bleach, and there are people that are actually advocating to give this stuff to children and babies. This particular consumer information warning came out early this morning by Colleen Tressler from the Federal Trade Commission in the Consumer Education Specialist area. She says the FTC and the FDA have jointly issued warning letters to 7 sellers of unapproved and misbranded products claiming that they can treat or prevent the coronavirus. The company's products include teas, essential oils, and colloidal silver. The FTC says the companies have no evidence to back up their claims as required by law. The FDA says there is no approved vaccines, drugs, or investigational products currently available to treat or to prevent the virus. The 7 companies are as follows: Vital Silver, Aromatherapy Limited, N-Ergenics, Guru Nada LLC, Vivify Holistic Clinic, Herbal Amy LLC, and the Jim Baker Show. In part, the letters require the companies to notify the FTC within 48 hours of the specific actions they have taken to address the agency's concerns. The FTC and FDA with follow-up with companies that fail to make adequate corrections. Both agencies will also continue to monitor social media, online marketplaces, and incoming complaints to help ensure that the companies do not continue to market fraudulent products under a different name or on another website. The Center for Disease Control and Prevention says your best defense against the coronavirus is to, number 1, wash your hands often with soap and water for at least 20 seconds. If soap and water are not available, use an alcohol-based hand sanitizer. Always wash hands with soap and water if hands are visibly dirty. Number 2, avoid touching your face, especially your eyes, nose, and mouth with unwashed hands. Number 3, avoid close contact with people who are obviously sick. Number 4, stay home when you're sick. Number 5, cover your cough or sneeze with a tissue, then throw the tissue in the trash. Next is clean and disinfect frequently touched items and surfaces using a regular household cleaning spray or wipe. Lysol is a good one. Follow CDC's recommendations for using a face mask. The CDC does not recommend that people who are well wear a face mask to protect them from respiratory diseases, including COVID-19. Face masks should be used by people who show symptoms of COVID-19 to help prevent the spread of the disease to others. The use of face masks is also crucial for health workers and people who are taking care of someone in close settings at home or in a healthcare facility. Stay informed. To learn more about the coronavirus, visit the CDC FAQ page. Visit the FDA to learn about the development and approval of treatments for coronavirus. If you're tempted to buy an unproven product or one with questionable claims, check with your doctor or healthcare professional first. Want more information on the latest scams? Please see the Federal Trade Commission Consumer Information webpage at consumer.ftc.gov. This will be linked in the description of this video. Now, quickly, let me talk to you for just a moment about some things that I've been hearing that I'm very concerned about and I think need to be cleared up by someone who is often a person giving you factual information. Bleach does not cure the coronavirus, nor does it prevent it. MMS happens to become bleach when it is mixed. Please do not use it. Please do not fall for the scams that are online of natural herbs that will prevent this virus. This virus is not airborne. It is transmitted through droplets, through sneezes, and through coughing. Many people have asked questions in emails requesting to know what I know in terms of the coronavirus. I know exactly the same thing everyone else knows. However, I do want to mention something that seems to be being spread that is 100% inaccurate. Now, you guys know that I'm not an alarmist when it comes to these types of things. I do feel, however, that you need to be cautious, particularly if you are a person like myself with a compromised immune system or an underlying condition, or you are over the age of 60. This includes myself, so I've done quite a bit of research with regards to this, and I want to tell you. With regards to how dangerous the actual coronavirus is versus the actual flu, there is a big difference. People seem to believe that it's about the same, but it actually isn't. The dangers of flu on an annual basis that actually kill people is 20% less than what we're seeing with the coronavirus. So this is more of what I would consider to be like a super virus. And it's dangerous. But it's not something that's widespread yet. So panic is just more dangerous, in my opinion, than the actual virus itself. When you start doing things like making a run on the grocery stores or the banks, too many people get involved in doing that, then we do have an emergency. This is something that needs to be taken very seriously, but there doesn't need to be panic about it. And it's disheartening to see what's happening. It's also disheartening to see all of the conspiratorial talk that's going on around this. I've had people ask me not only about how dangerous is the coronavirus versus the regular flu, and they've also asked me things like, is it true that bat soup is what caused the coronavirus? Doing some actual factual research, no, that isn't true. They do believe that this particular virus came from bats. But all coronaviruses are transferred through animals. All human forms have been transferred through animals. This time it just happens to be that those animals were bats. This story about bat soup in China, as far as I'm concerned, it's more conspiratorial BS. People need to be aware of what's happening And I don't think they're getting the full story. Part of the reason why I don't think people are getting the full story is because largely the media outlets don't know the full story yet. Meaning that at some point or another, the ball was dropped. And there are not enough test kits to go around. And since we have not been testing in the same manner that other countries who were prepared with the test kits have been testing, we don't really know how widespread in the United States people are infected or not infected. So I think in the coming days we are going to see, as more test kits become available and more doctors are giving tests and the CDC gets more information out there, we're going to see probably a major increase. But these things have a tendency to die out when more people become immune. How do people become immune without a vaccine? By getting it. As people survive it, they build up an immunity to it, and eventually it slows down. This has been the case with virtually every single virus out there. So there will be an end that comes to this. But if you have family members that are elderly or have compromised immune systems or are currently receiving chemotherapy treatments, for example, and they have other underlying health conditions like diabetes, cancer, even rheumatoid arthritis, you need to be very careful as you would tell them to be if you are in the environment that they are in, because it's going to be much easier for them to catch something like this, and it will be much harder for them to fight it than someone who is in good health. Those are the facts that I know currently, and as time goes on, we'll learn more. My message to you: stay strong, don't panic, think logically, and take precaution. Do everything that was read to you in the FTC notice on the CDC website. Carry hand sanitizer with you and soap if necessary. But more than anything else, don't put anything in your body that might make the scenario even worse. And a lot of these people that are selling these scammy type of home remedies will make matters much worse. One more thing that I want to mention. There are a number of stores that are currently out of hand sanitizer. This is something that we've learned as a country to run to rapidly when we can't wash our hands. And it's something that is required to be made in a lab for a reason. Because you need at least 70% of that substance to be of very high alcohol level isopropyl alcohol. 91% or better is the best, but it certainly needs to be over 70%. And 70% of the solution in the bottle needs to be that stringent alcohol. So there's a lot of recipes of how to make your own hand sanitizer online. This is disturbing because the majority of them will not work. First of all, you have these do-it-yourself people that are telling you to go and purchase your items at the dollar store. I happen to know that the dollar store sells 50% isopropyl alcohol, and that won't come anywhere near what would be required. And then they're telling you a recipe that's got way too much of the alcohol, or of the, aloe vera gel to mix with even the appropriate amount of alcohol. So by the time you're done, once again, your percentage of alcohol is not high enough. This is the reason why the sanitizer's made in a lab. You would actually be better off if you really need something and you cannot find hand sanitizer that's on the shelves, which is understandable. But if you go to a Sally's, get Barbicide. It's that green or blue liquid that you see in barbershops all the time with the combs in them. Okay, when you have Barbicide, you can use a very small amount of that, and it actually will disinfect and sanitize your hands. It smells good, and it works. Again, anytime that you mix something with a moisturizer, you're losing some of the power of that actual actual sanitizer. So, if you want to kill germs, you might just have to have your hands a little drier than normal. The Barbicide is the best option, because if you overmix in other ingredients like essential oils and aloe vera gel, you're not going to have what you would need in order to kill the germs. And let's face it, that's really the only reason that we need the solution in the first place. So, that is my suggestion to you, and I know that that works. Please, please, pay special attention to the chemistry of anything that you're putting on your skin when you're taking a look at do-it-yourself, anything that would go on your skin, whether it's handmade moisturizer or lotion of some sort or soap. Some of these people are just doing things willy-nilly. Most of them do not have a degree in chemistry, and I don't either, but I checked with my doctor first. So that's your next best option. All right, everyone, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.